velocidad, mueve, haz defensa, páralo con su izquierda y no abuses de quedarte en las cuerdas.
Let's see how Harold Letterman has it through 9. Harold?
Okay, Jim, thank you. 7 rounds to 2. Gennady Golovkin.
Meantime, so far, Canelo's let Triple G have it in this round.
Oh, this is a huge start to the 10th round for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo throwing and throwing.
It's Rock'em Sock'em Robots right now.
Yes, sir. Now a fight has broken out for sure.
And for the moment, Canelo's fire goes out as now Golovkin is back in the aggressive position. Gets Canelo.
Let me start by saying this.
On the ropes one more time. Now
let me start by saying that I do feel that Golovkin deserves more than the original split for their fight that was supposed to take place in May. It wasn't his fault, you know, that the May fight didn't go through. He was ready. It was Canelo that pulled out. Now, whatever happened with the drug test and the hair follicles and all that stuff, whatever the case may be, Canelo didn't fight on May the 5th. Golovkin wants more money. Will he get 50-50? Should he get 50-50? No. What we're hearing is it's going to be the original, you know, as it was the first fight. 65-35, 35 going to Golovkin. Now, we've learned, I'm going to get you. I've been keeping my trash in the next room, and it's got out of control. I'm not doing it anymore. But we've learned that Canelo is the A-side. Now, this fight on paper did around 1.3 million pay-per-view buys or so, according to the unofficial numbers that were released. But everyone pretty much settled on it, did around 1.3. It wasn't another pay-per-view that didn't include Floyd Mayweather. Now, that's a big key right there. The last pay-per-view that didn't include Floyd Mayweather, that did at least 1.2, 1.3 million, was a Manny Pacquiao fight in 2012. I forgot which. What was that? The Marquez fight, wasn't it? Here, let's go look at it. For the statisticians out there. Let's go zoom in. As you can see right down here, 1.3. And then, of course, you know, it shows like what the reported numbers are on Wikipedia. Do I believe anything Wikipedia says? No, not really. But when it comes to certain stuff, you can use it as a, you know, as a tool, I guess. So, you know, it's frustrating because you had Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy saying that's it, the fight is done, we're moving on. And then you have what happened with Billy Joe Saunders, who was supposed to fight Martin Murray on June 23rd, pulling out. And that seems as though first the fight was postponed. It was supposed to happen in April, and then it got postponed till June. Martin Murray went on to, in fact, I might as well show it to you here right now. You know, there's no point in me just talking about it, and it's a whole different video. It seems as though now Billy Joe Saunders is in the mix, and you have to wonder if Canelo's team, Golden Boy, called Billy Joe Saunders and said, hey, listen, you know, the Canelo fight available. Don't fight Martin Murray. Well, let's go back to watch what Martin Murray said first. This was yesterday, by the way. Yesterday, meaning June the 3rd. Right now it's June the 4th, 2018. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. It is 12:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I think it's better you heard it from me rather than you heard another bullshit story. But the fight's off with Billy Joe Saunders. He shits out again. The first time he's on now is his hamstring. We know that he's just trying to make a big money fight with Golovkin or Canelo. And I'm too risky to fight. He just don't want to fight me, but there's nothing I can do. You know, it's the second time I took myself away from my family. Got my body in this condition, ready to fight, and gets all last minute. It's cancelled. So obviously gutted, but nothing I can do. Just want to apologise to everybody who's bought tickets, booked hotels, booked train fares, and just say thank you to everybody for the continued support and believing in me. The management team's working on an alternative, so hopefully I'll have a new date in the next couple of weeks. But like I said, thanks to everyone for the continued support.
Now, this is just a snippet. I did a whole video on it earlier. This is just a snippet of what Billy Joe Saunders had to say earlier this morning about it. So the storyline is Martin Murray feels that Billy Joe Saunders pulled out of their fight with a fake hamstring injury to get a shot at Canelo or Golovkin since both of them are free. Abel Sanchez, the trainer of Golovkin, did a video with Michelle Joy Phelps basically saying that the Saunders fight would be extremely difficult to get done. And I really believe if any fight was to happen, it would be Canelo versus Saunders, but I could be wrong. But if this fight is supposed to happen in September, meaning, I'm going to get you now. Damn it. If it's supposed to happen in September, Canelo versus Saunders or Canelo versus Golovkin, and both of those fighters normally fight, and Canelo and Golovkin normally fight in September, then we should hear an announcement in the next few weeks or so, right? We're in June, no later than mid-July, right? So here's what Billy Joe Saunders had to say, and he was kind of pissed, as he should have been, but Martin Murray has more reason to be pissed.
About business, the reason why you are where you are, and I'm where I'm at, because I'm a clever businessman when it comes to stuff like this. You are nothing but a bum who takes chances and desperate needs. I've got no need to do that. I have plenty of money. I've invested, I've done very sensible things, so I don't need to take silly risks for money. I don't need to do that. I'm at the business scale of the stuff now. So just to get back to you that I shit from you, who are you to say that I shit from you? Who are you, mate? Martin Murray, been beat 10 times. You're a nobody, mate. You're an absolute nobody. Sorry to get you off your high horse because you've got announced to be fighting for a world title and that you're not doing it now because of the reason the big Jippo here, who's got injured and he's not going to take no silly risks. So stick to your track and I will stick to my track. There's a difference between I'm undefeated and not been beaten because I've been sensible. And you don't take chances at the business end. Millions and millions of pounds at stake. You don't do that. About business.
So he's saying that, I'm injured. It would have been a real risk for me to fight you with all this money involved, and basically Martin Murray, you a bum. And it was like, like he was talking some major shit. He was talking some major shit. But, like I said, the way it's looking like this fight is no longer postponed. It's looking like the fight is just Canelo Murray. Oh, I got to fix that. It looks like the fight is just off. Murray already fought Golovkin. Murray's moving back down to 160 pounds after 3 years. I don't even think he should be fighting there anymore. He is on the last end of his career, and many thought he would retire, after he lost to George Groves. So right now, Martin Murray's in a tough spot. He's not going to get that big payday, but it is what it is. So, it's going to be real interesting to see what happens in the next few weeks because I still have some questions on whether Canelo versus Golovkin is really dead or not. Like, is the fight really dead? Or is Golovkin going to come back with a counter offer and say, okay, well, give us another 5%, 60-40. I just don't think, and there's no chance in hell they're going to get 50-50. I just don't think that. Maybe they can try their luck with 60-40 or something like that. I just don't see 50-50 happening. And also they're leveraging, Golden Boy is leveraging, and Canelo's team is leveraging over Golovkin. Well, listen, you got a mandatory because when you have 3 belts, you do have mandatories. So already Golovkin's got 2 mandatories, technically 3 if you really count Murata. 3 lined up, when he's got Derevchenko, who if he don't fight Canelo in September, then he's got to fight Derevchenko. And there was money issues, the reason why he didn't fight Derevchenko instead of Martirosyan, because HBO wasn't going to put up enough money for Golovkin to make his $1 million plus and Derevchenko to get what he wanted. Whatever the case may be, you have Derevchenko, I forgot to pronounce his name. He's the IBF mandatory. You have Jamal Charlo, who's the WBC interim. He's the WBC mandatory. And then you have Murata, who's the WBA. Technically, you might as well say he's going to be the mandatory. And they're talking about possibly him versus Golovkin in Japan later on this year, like late this year, like New Year's Day or New Year's Eve or something like that. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, but I really have doubts that Canelo versus Golovkin is really dead, but yet they can't just go ahead and announce Canelo versus Saunders yet because Saunders got to milk this injury a little bit. So if they were to announce it, I would think it would be like in 3 weeks or so. And it's going to be interesting to see who Golovkin's going to fight, Of course, Golden Boy said they reached out to Danny Jacobs, but I don't know. You know, this thing is becoming a mess. It already is a mess. You know, it already is a mess from the first fight being canceled. Or, yeah, it's canceled. It was canceled. It's not happening, so it was a mess. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.